guys, welcome back to my channel and happy Friday. So today I am heading out to New York, theoretically, to a Bareminerals event with my friend Stephanie. It snowed like crazy here in the Northeast yesterday, so like things were bananas. I fortunately didn't lose power, although like it went out a couple of times, it came back. Stephanie told me that she lost power from like 3 p.m. till like 11 o'clock at night. There are so many trees down, it's like nuts. There was like a foot of snow on my car this morning that I had to clean off. But it seems like at this point, like the snow is melting because it's warm, it's not so bad. So I believe the plan is that we are still going to go. I'm gonna take the train into the city. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a really fun time. So I thought today we could get ready together. I could show you guys how I created this makeup look that I'm going to be wearing. I'm using a lot of new products that I am testing and for my currently testing series this month, as well as some of the stuff I picked out from my everyday makeup drawer, my video on Monday, so you guys can see all that good stuff in action. For those of you who are new here to my channel, my name is Lauren. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me, chatting beauty, putting on some makeup, having a good time today. I hope you'll click that subscribe button before you go if you want to see more of my content in the future. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so there's plenty of beauty goodness to be had in these parts. Anyway, I'm going to rewind the clock, take you guys back in time so we can create this makeup look together. So I'm going to apologize right off the bat if you hear a lot of like weird noises. They are plowing the snow out of my condo complex because we got, you know, like a foot of snow yesterday. Also, I think that's why my lighting is a little bit weird. It's like so bright, the light's like reflecting off all the snow on the rooftops. So things are a little crazy today, but we're just gonna roll with it. So I'm going to start out by priming my face with my Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizer Primer. This has been kind of my favorite as per late. And it's funny because it's a luminizing primer and I didn't think I would like it having oily skin, but it's actually really nice. This gives your skin like some hydration, but it also fills in pores and kind of blurs things. And as you massage it in, it sort of leaves like an ever so slightly tacky finish that really lets your foundation adhere to it really well. I just think it pairs really nicely with a lot of foundations, and I've been enjoying it. I love my short hair, but I like don't want to pull it up and have it get all like crazy and crinkly, so we're just gonna like tuck this here and hope this will stay out of my face. For my foundation, we're going to be using this Fortini Cosmetics Aloe Nourish Foundation with SPF 23. This is something that I'm testing out this month. It is an all-natural foundation, which is really cool. It doesn't have like any weird chemicals in it. The first ingredient is aloe vera, then plant glycerin. The titanium dioxide is the primary sunscreen ingredient. It has argan oil, jojoba oil, zinc oxide, vitamin C. Yeah, basically a lot of really good stuff in here. I'm using the shade number 02 Sand. I will say, having used this a few times now, it does oxidize quite a bit. So I feel like it goes on looking way too light, but then it kind of warms up to my skin and looks a bit deeper. So I'm gonna start by like spreading this around with my fingers, and then I'm gonna go in with my sponge just to blend everything. I don't know if you guys can see, but even as I'm spreading this around, as it's drying down like significantly darker than the color that it originally goes on as. I feel like it also dries down fairly quickly, so you kind of gotta work quick when you're putting this on, otherwise I think it can be a little bit patchy. So the other thing about this foundation that is kind of weirding me out right now is that it smells kind of fishy. So like it smells like plants. Like when you first are putting it on, it smells like plants, but there's something about this that also smells a little off to me. I don't know, it's kind of weirding me out a little bit. All right, so here's the foundation. I did about one layer, and I do feel like it looks pretty nice on the skin. It doesn't feel too heavy. It's not too mattifying. Like it definitely sort of dries down to a satin finish. It kind of evened out my skin tone. I don't feel like my pores or anything like that are really enhanced. This is definitely more of a medium coverage foundation, so it's not gonna like completely cover everything. I feel like I'm a little bit patchy right around this region, but I've noticed I've been like kind of patchy in this region with all of my foundations lately. I don't know what's going on there. But let's move on and add some concealer. I am going to be using my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium Honey. because this is basically my go-to and it provides plenty of coverage. So we'll just put this on the under eyes, and I also usually like to bring this down around my nose for a little extra coverage in this area. FYI, the sponge that I'm using today is the Japanesque Kumidori Beauty Sponge, and this is like my favorite thing ever lately. It is so good. It's $10, so it's like half the cost of the Beauty Blender, and it works just as good, if not better. I think it washes better than the Beauty Blender. You don't have like dye running out of it. It holds up really, really well, and it's super soft and bouncy. It's just a freaking beautiful sponge, and I feel like nobody's talking about this, and they should. So I'm gonna set everything down with this Catrice Prime and Fine Mattifying Waterproof Powder. I've been liking this a lot, actually. I feel like it definitely mattifies the skin really nicely, and it doesn't make your skin look like super dry and cakey. It kind of makes your pores look invisible. It's a nice powder, and it's very affordable. I think it's like around $7 at the drugstore. So I was thinking it might be fun to use this Kokie Cosmetics Powder Contour Palette today. I haven't used this in a little while. This guy is really nice. It kind of gives you the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette vibes, but it's like $12. So I'm just gonna go in with a little fluffy crown brush here, and I think I'm going to start in this shade on the bottom left corner, which is a little bit more cool toned. And we're gonna use this to contour the cheekbones. I just think this powder is really nice. It's like very easy to work with, and it gives just like a nice shadow on my skin tone. I feel like Kokie is very underrated. Like nobody really talks about it because I don't think anybody really knows that they exist. And I think it's sold maybe at Rite Aid now, as well as at some Walmarts. So I think now I'm gonna go in with the middle shade to bronze up around the perimeter of my face, because this one's just a little bit of a warmer tone. So we're just gonna kind of buff and blend. But yeah, I really like the Kokie foundation. I like their volume and length mascara. They have some good stuff. So if you've never checked Kokie out before, I would recommend it. I do believe they are also cruelty-free, which is hard to find at the drugstore. So all in all, good stuff. For blush today, we're going to be using this Dirty Little Secrets blush. I talked about this in my everyday makeup drawer. This is something I just switched out into my collection. It's in the shade Kitty Pink, and it's this really pretty peachy matte color. So I'm just going to pick this up on a blush brush here. I'm going to tap off the excess, and we will see how this applies. All right, so this is pretty. I feel like it is quite sheer and buildable, which is not a bad thing, because sometimes blush is easy to overdo. And maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like this is adding just like a little bit of a sheen to my cheeks, maybe. It's interesting. So that's really soft. I feel like everything is looking pretty nice. What the heck is going on down here? I feel like my foundation is looking a little crazy and patchy, and I don't think it's showing up on camera because of the lighting. It's kind of reflecting off my skin, but I feel like I have some definite patches going on right in this region. Also, snow is just falling off my roof right now. Okay, I'm going to be using the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal as my highlight today. I've been really into this lately. I think it looks really beautiful and natural on my skin tone. So we're just going to pop a little bit of this on the high points of the face here. I love how these give your skin like just like a wet glow. It's super pretty. Alright, so I'm going to pop on my eyebrows. I'm using the Winky Luxe Unibrow Universal Brow Pencil. I really like this a lot. It's just like really fast and easy. It has one of those kind of chunky triangular tips. So I'm gonna just do this real quick. All right, bam, our brows are on. So something I've been liking to do recently, after I finish all my face makeup, before I go in and do my eyes, I've been liking to use my setting spray, because I've noticed sometimes the setting spray can screw up my like mascara, eyeliner, and all that kind of stuff. So I actually don't like to do it at the very end. I like to do it to like set down my whole face. So we're gonna go in with this Sweat Pretty setting spray from High Endurance Cosmetics right now and just kind of lock all this hard work into place. stuff smells really good. And it's a pretty powerful mister too. Like, it does disperse quite a bit of product, but it doesn't like shoot you with giant water droplets. It's like pretty even though it does apply a lot of product. So I like this. All right, so moving on to eyes. I put up a poll in my community tab asking you guys which palette you wanted me to do 3 looks, 1 palette with this month. And so right now the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette actually just kind of nudged out the Milani Bold Obsessions palette. So what I thought I might do is today use the Milani palette in this video so I can show you guys what it looks like in action and create a look with you. And I'll probably end up doing the 3 looks with the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, which I know a lot of people have, and that's a permanent palette, has been around for a while, so I figured this is like the best of both worlds. I think I'm also going to scooch you guys a little closer so you can really see what I'm doing. Alright, so here is the palette. This is a beaut. Oh my god, I am like kind of obsessed with this color selection here. There's some really beautiful metallic shades and matte shades. We're going to start with this matte transition right here. We're going to apply this into the crease of my eye. I'm just going to grab a little fluffy crease brush here. I have been like so incredibly impressed with the quality of these eyeshadows. They are so pigmented and smooth. Like, they really do feel like a much more expensive eyeshadow than they are. Then I'm gonna go in with this matte sort of cream shade. I'm just gonna take this on the brow bone and just kind of make sure that top edge is nice and soft and blended. So while I'm like totally obsessed with this gold shade here and I've used it in looks before, I think today we're gonna do something more neutral. We're gonna kind of stick more with this row here, or column, I guess. I think I'm gonna go in with this shade all over my lid. I'm gonna take like a little flat concealer brush because I like using these kinds of brushes for just packing color on. So we're just gonna place this on the lid. I'm not wetting this brush or anything. Like, look at that. It's just so pretty. It builds so well. It's so pigmented and shiny and beautiful. And I'm just like, I can't. It's so nice. Dear Milani, you are crushing it with these eyeshadow palettes. And like, I seriously hope they continue to bring more out because the formula is spot on. All right, and then I think what I'm gonna do is take this champagne-y shade here and I'm going to kind of apply this to the inner corner slash like just like very inner part of the lid, just to kind of like lighten and brighten everything up. Look at how pretty that is. It's just like, I can't. It's gorgeous. So stunning. I'm gonna go back in with the transition shade to just kind of make sure that everything is soft, blended, pretty. Then I'm gonna grab my Luxie small tapered blending brush because this is like my favorite for doing more detailed work. And I'm gonna go in with this dark matte brown shade here right in the outer corner of the eye. All right, then I'm gonna take a little pencil brush, go in with that first transition shade, and I'm just gonna smudge this right along the lower lash line. And then maybe I'm gonna take a little bit of that dark brown and just add that right in the very outer corner. So I'm thinking, why not add like a little baby wing today, so we can use my M Cosmetics Illustrative Eyeliner in the felt tipped version. So let's see how this goes. So I will say that this tip on this does feel quite stiff. It's maybe loosened up a little bit since the first time that I used this. I'm having a tricky time like right here trying to get the line smooth. I will say it is really super black though, so I do appreciate that. I'm also feeling like as the pen sort of gets drier, I'm getting more like skipping and tugging. All right, we're gonna call this good enough for right now. So I'm gonna try out this Diorshow mascara. Again, something that I pulled out of my stash to use in my everyday makeup drawer. But first I'm gonna just curl my lashes quick. My goodness, the wand on this, like the bristles are ginormous. I'm not usually a really big fan of like big brushes like this because I find them a little bit difficult to use, like to not get mascara all over everything, but we'll see how it goes. Also, my eyes are watering like a mofo right now. Woo! I feel like I'm not getting enough product on this brush. Let me try to like pick some more out of the tube. So I feel like this is giving my lashes a lot of separation and length more than volume necessarily. It also feels like a very dry formula, like there's not a lot of product that's going on my lashes, which I guess if you want to layer this kind of a product makes it a lot more friendly in that respect. Since I'm going to a Bareminerals event today, I might as well use at least like one Bareminerals product to be good here. So I'm going to be applying this Gen Nude liquid lipstick in the shade Weekend. I'm like obsessed with it. I think it is such a pretty everyday peachy nude, and this formula feels so good. It's really soft and it's very hydrating for a matte lipstick without being like too heavy or waxy. Also, it smells like chocolate buttercream frosting. It's like flippin' delicious. And so here is our final look. I'm actually really happy with how this came out. I feel like it's very fresh, everyday appropriate. I feel like this is like work glam, if you will. Like we use very neutral, soft colors, but it still looks like a little extra special, which I think will be perfect for this event. I feel like casual everyday glam is very much Bareminerals vibes. They're not like super artistic, weirdly colorful. They're very wearable, very work-friendly kind of makeup, and it's something that I've really liked for a really long time. I'm pretty sure like Bareminerals was like one of the first types of makeup that like I ever bought. Like their foundation was like one of the first foundations I ever owned. So I'm really excited to go to this event today. I think they're going to be showing us their new Bare Pro concealers, and like if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know I'm obsessed with the Bare Pro foundation. So I'm really excited to see this new concealer, see what it's all about. And yeah, I had fun creating this look with you guys today. I think it was nice to test out these products. I feel like the foundation is looking pretty good, although this whole patchy situation over here on my cheeks is driving me a little bit crazy. I think that might have just been how I applied it, or maybe I just didn't blend it out well enough, because all over the rest of my face, I feel like my foundation looks fine. This eyeshadow is like giving me life right now. I am so obsessed with these new Milani palettes. I think they are so good. They're so easy to work with, and honestly, like you would never know that I use a $20 eyeshadow palette on my eyes. Like you could easily say that I'm wearing a $60 eyeshadow palette and you wouldn't know the difference. So I hope you guys had fun hanging out and creating this look with me today. If you enjoy getting ready with me type videos, give this one a thumbs up. I always really appreciate your feedback and your support. Again, if you're not already subscribed, I hope you click that button before you go and come back and hang out with me again in the future. In the meantime, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and I will see you in Monday's video. Bye.